A pain that comes from divorce, a pain that comes from leaving a relationship and walking away from a man you've planned life with. Hello, my beautiful, wonderful, and amazing family. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Zagirl. In today's video, I will be discussing dark feminine traits you need to have as a woman, or even masculine traits you should also have as a woman to ensure that you never get to lose in a relationship. Come on, let's get right into the video. It is possible for you to lose in a relationship, but a relationship is meant to be beneficial to the people in it. If one person is gaining whatever thing they want in a relationship and the other person is not gaining anything, that shows that the person who isn't gaining anything in that relationship is losing. And there are certain traits you need to have to stop this from happening to you. Now, before I get into the first trait you need to have, I have to say this. This video is going to trigger some people, and the people this video is going to trigger mostly are the men. If you're here, you're triggered, leave a comment. And if you're not triggered, also leave a comment. Support this channel, okay? Thank you. The first trait you must need in order to ensure you don't lose in a relationship is to master the art of self-preservation. Listen, at a very tender age, most men were taught self-preservation, even at the expense of others, while we women were taught selflessness. Even to our own detriment, a woman can be going through hell in the hands of a man, and if you dare try to say anything about that man, she would literally become a mama bear. Like, why would you say that thing about my husband? Why would you say that thing about my boyfriend? But it is clear to everybody that you're going through it. That selflessness that needs to protect, to guard a man, even when he's been horrible to you. This is a trait that has killed a lot of women, that has wrecked a lot of women. This is a trait that you should completely do away with. Listen to me, I didn't say you should completely become selfish or self-centered. No, you need to learn how to choose yourself. You also need to learn how to protect yourself, to preserve yourself the same way men do. One thing I've come to realize is that oftentimes when a woman is preserving a man, fiercely protecting a man who is horrible to her, it comes from a place of fear, where they cannot come to terms with this side of them, the weak side, that side that has become a doormat, that side that is broken, that side that the essence is dying or is even dead. They cannot afford to come to terms with that. So they would rather be in denial and protect the man. Ladies, I have to tell you this. It doesn't serve you at all. No, it does not. One generation that I see this happen so much is our mother's generation. They are or were so selfless towards their husband that you can see the damage that is doing to them. And the funny thing is, there is nothing really you can do, and you can talk from now till tomorrow and it's not going to change anything. I'm going to share a story with you. It is one of those stories that when you hear it is going to, you sort of lose a couple of brain cells, especially if you are a self-aware, wholesome woman. And this story was shared on a blog where a woman wrote and shared her story that my husband is HIV positive, I want to leave, and my husband's family are unapologetic. They don't even care. They are telling me to go, he will not die, that another woman will marry him. I am depressed, I am sad. What do I do? Then this woman came on board and said, I traveled to abroad and came back to a man who is infected with HIV. And when I confronted him, this is what he said to me. He said, and when you left me in Nigeria, what did you expect? I'm still here, so you too endure. Like, seriously? Now, let's flip the table. Would a man do that? Would a man do that? No, he won't. He would not stay in that marriage. Not happening. Self preservation. Self preservation. Yes, they've mastered it. If you know that you do not want to lose in a relationship, you also need to learn how to preserve yourself. Where when the chips are down and it comes down to the choice of you or him, you choose you. The second dark feminine traits or masculine traits you need to have is to master the art of saying what you want. Sis, enough with you keeping silent and enduring. Please, enough. I'm begging you. Please stop. Being patient and being understanding while the man is doing whatever it is he wants to do. I have never seen a man stutter when he's telling a woman what he wants from her. I have never seen that before. Even if he is shy, he would look for a way to tell you what he wants from you. He would tell this person he's shy, but guess what is in that shyness? In that shyness, he is still telling you what he wants, be it good, be it bad, be it ridiculous. The fact is that he has told you. So you also need to learn the same thing. One of the things that stops women from saying what they want is the fear that he is going to judge you. He's going to think that you are this way. So what if I ask him this thing now? What is he going to think of me? What would he say about me? He's going to think I'm materialistic. He's going to think I'm a gold digger. He's going to think I'm too demanding. He's going to think I love him because of his money. And so what? Oh my goodness. Come. Who isn't materialistic? Or he will say, because of fear, you think he would say no when you ask? And even if he says no, you need to get comfortable with the possibility of him saying no. You would not always get a yes. That is not possible. I'm not saying you should be forceful or entitled as you are communicating what you want. No. Be feminine, be sweet, and be soft. But even in that your femininity, your sweetness, and your softness, you then communicate with him and tell him what you want. Don't desire A because you're scared. You now tell him you want B. Come on, don't do that, okay? Don't. Let it be that you said it and he could not do anything about it than you not saying anything at all. Ladies, a closed mouth is a closed destiny. So he tells you to come over to his place. Is that not what he wants? And you say, oh no, I don't want to come to your place. I would rather have dinner at the restaurant. And he asks you, so what month is your birthday? Instead of you saying anything you give me, I will take. Be specific. You can tell him, I would like to have a plot of land for my birthday, or I would like to have some gold jewelries for my birthday. Or he tells you he would like to have friends with benefits with you. You don't have to fight him or get irritated with that. You can just tell him, no, I don't want that. I want a man who is going to be committed to me, a protector and a provider. So it is obvious you are not that. It was nice getting to know you, but that's not what I want. That has to come from a deep place of you're comfortable saying what you want and you are being comfortable with the fact that not everybody can give you what you want. Ladies, be vocal about saying what you want. Oh my goodness, I cannot say this enough. I am telling you now, do not shy away from the fear of rejection. Do not. Even if he tells you no, guess what? You will be fine. Yes, you will. And the best part about this is that you will feel empowered and glad that you faced your fears. And depending on what you asked for and the way his response is, you will know who you're dealing with. So don't allow the fear of him saying no stop you from saying what you want in the first place. Men are always vocal about what they want. Yes, they are. Men would be forever remain vocal about what they want. So women have to join the train. Okay? Now, the third trait for you not to lose in a relationship is for you to build emotional strength. Ladies, let me tell you this. We are not men, and we are not even built like them. Don't allow the feminist movement to make you feel like you are a man all of a sudden. Of course, you are not. I'm saying that to say this. Sometimes women approach a relationship the way a man would. And when they do that, they end up losing. One of the most powerful weapons a woman can have or a woman can build is for her to have emotional strength. That is one thing I know that levels the playing field. For you as a woman, one of the mistakes women make regarding this, they think money gives emotional strength. That's why you see someone saying something like, oh, she's in that terrible relationship because there's no money. That's why she's there. That's why she's stuck. There's no other place for her to go to because she doesn't have money. Really? But then guess what? There are women with money and they're still being treated horribly by men. So money doesn't build emotional strength. So I'm going to share with you what builds emotional strength. But before I do that, I'm going to share with you a story that I heard. So I came with a tons of story for you in this video. So you need to learn the dynamics of these things through stories. And this was one of the stories my friend shared with me. So she follows this blog where women shares their relationship and marriage problem. So there is this woman who sent in her own problem. She said, I'm a medical doctor in the US and I and my husband, we have 3 different baby mamas. First of all, once you hear that statement, it's like, or you're like, come again. And then she continues, I have not been able to conceive, and my husband has gotten 3 different women pregnant, and he's bringing them for us to take care of. But I don't want to divorce him because we are the pillar of the society and we have the younger generations looking up to us. Please, in what way does what I just shared make sense? So let's look at it this way. She's a medical doctor. She has money. She can leave that man if she wants to, can't she? So why hasn't she left the man? That is to tell you that money doesn't build emotional strength. Not at all. Like I said before, there are women with money, but yet they are still being treated horribly. Going through hell. Yes. Now tell me what builds emotional strength. What builds emotional strength is not running away from pain. We are so scared of facing pain. I know it is an evolutionary factor. I get that. Because there's nobody that sees something that would hurt them and they run towards it. It's not possible. Instead, you're running the opposite direction. I get that. But guess what? That is the only way you build emotional strength. You get comfortable with pain. A pain that comes from divorce, a pain that comes from leaving a relationship and walking away from a man you've planned life with. Get comfortable with that pain. Create a coping mechanism. Yes, get comfortable with it and lean on your support system during that time because that is what helps build emotional strength. Ladies, learn how to face pain and walk through that fire because when you do so and come out at the other end, you are going to come out with a better version of you, with a deep capacity of strength that you never thought is going to be possible. But guess what? In a couple of weeks, in a couple of months, depending on how deep your relationship has grown, trust me, you will come back to your normal self. 1 month of you going through pain or a lifetime of you going through pain which one are you going to choose? Another benefit of this is that your self-worth will skyrocket and you have clarity of what you want, what you don't want, what you can tolerate, what you cannot tolerate, and you will find it so easy to walk out from any relationship, any man that does not serve you. It's not easy, but guess what? This too shall pass. It passes without pain. It does. And then you become a version of you that you are proud of. Now let's get into number 4. Number 4 is for you to break free from these 3 emotions that keep women captive. And that is what? Fear, shame, guilt. I will say it again. If you do not want to lose in a relationship, you have to break free of fear, shame, and guilt. This society, men, even some women, has weaponized these 3 emotions and has used it in manipulating, controlling, and shaming a lot of women into staying in horrible situation. Like the story of the doctor, what is driving her there is fear. What is driving her there is shame. Those 2 emotions have essentially tied her and held her in such a horrible situation. Because the man could have suggested an adoption or surrogacy. That could have happened, but no. Instead, he decided to shame her. He decided to humiliate her. Because I'm sure that in the years they were trying to conceive, some people would think the problem is him, while some people would think the problem is her. So in a bid to correct that impression, he has to impregnate 3 different women to prove that point. And she is there saying that she doesn't want to leave him because they are the pillar of the society. Let me tell you something. If you are able to break free of these 3 emotions, you are going to be unstoppable. Trust me. You see the fear of the future, or the fear of being lonely or being alone, the fear that you can never meet another person, or the fear that you can never survive without him. The fear that when you set standards and stand your grounds, that he's going to leave you. And any other fear you may think of, face them. The same thing goes with shame and guilt. That shame of, if I leave this man, people will say that I cannot keep a man. Or that shame of, if I leave this marriage, people will say that I cannot keep a home. People will shame me. You see all of that emotions? Face them. Another way I see this play out is when a woman sets her standard. When it comes to the man she wants, she would say that I would like a man or my man to be like this or in a certain way. I want a man that owns this or owns that. But immediately she says that, you will see a lot of people who are triggered and they will try to shame her and guilt her into those standards should not be set at all. But that is ridiculous to me because a woman has the right to set her standard. You may think it's unrealistic or too high, but guess what? It is her standard and she's not forcing it on you. She's not telling you that for you to date her, you must pressure yourself to meet to her standard. No. If you do not meet to the standard I've said, do not bother. Okay? I don't even want to be with you in the first place. The worst thing of this standard thing is when a woman shames her fellow woman for setting her own standard. When I see this happen, I always say to myself, I know you can set your own standard, right? You can set it as low as possible for every Tom, Dick and Harry to meet you and have access to you. But don't hate on a fellow woman for having high standard. And if you're jealous of something, then raise your own standard so that you won't end up being played even after lowering your standard. Ladies, there are so many ways the society and men, even women, can shame you into accepting what you shouldn't even accept. Staying in relationship you shouldn't stay in, or just suffering silently. Don't let them. I'm telling you, don't. Break free of these 3 emotions, okay? So when next you are faced with unhappy relationship, unhappy situation, and you examine it, and you're doing a bit of soul searching, and in doing that, you find out that In your decision making, fear, shame, guilt is holding you back. I want you to pray to God to give you the courage in doing what is good for you. And I want you to hold onto this Bible verse. It says, "The blessings of the Lord, it maketh rich, and added no sorrow to it." Proverbs chapter 10, verse 22. That is how I know if a man is meant for me or not. He cannot be in my life and I'm sorrowful. That means that he is not the blessings of God for me. Because any man who comes into my life should be a personified blessing of God. Last but not the least trait you need to have, which is number 5, for you not to lose in a relationship, is mastering the arts of mirroring. Ladies, men can't take, or most men can't take what they dish out. They can't. Yes, they just can't. And that is why a man would do something and do it over and over and over and over and over. And the moment the woman does the same thing, it's like the house wants to catch a fire because he cannot handle it. That's so ridiculous to me. And that is where the art of mirroring comes in. There is only so much talking you can do. There is only so much complaining and nagging you can do. And if you're tired of talking, nagging, and complaining, the best weapon in your arsenal is for you to mirror him. Yes, mirror him. By the way, what is mirroring? Mirroring is do unto people as they are doing to you. Because a lot of times when you complain, they can't really understand how much they are hurting you, because words are words and actions can be really painful. Yes, just like you using words to fight somebody's actions. Like, seriously? Really? How does that correspond? Of course, that's not gonna work. You need to use actions to fight actions. Most men cannot take what they dish out, so you need to lean back and master the art of mirroring. Instead of you to talk too much, to complain, to nag, you take actions. Trust me, that is the only way you would be able to get back at him, and he won't be able to take it back, because action fights actions, but words don't fight action. No, each time he doesn't call you, he doesn't text you, instead of you to rush and fill in that gap of days, weeks that he has not called you, come on, girl, sit back. He does something hurtful to you, you sit him down and talk to him about it. And after talking to him about it, he continues to hurt your feelings. All you do is for you to sit back and hurt him back without complaining, nagging, or talking so much. That is the way most men learn, by action. Words don't even get to them. If you like complain from now till tomorrow, from now till the next 10 years, your words will never touch or get to them. No. Nag from now till the next 100 years, you're just like pouring water on a rock. It doesn't penetrate. They realize consequences. And that is why if a man does something and gets away with it, and he realizes that he has gotten away with that thing that he did, oh my goodness, listen, you have created a different type of monster. So if you do not want to lose in a relationship, you need to master the art of mirroring, so that you show him how his actions are hurting you. And if you agree that men think, or rather most men have the monopoly of hurting people, on being selfish, or doing whatever it is that they want to do, or doing whatever thing they want to do, and damn the consequences. I'm sure you can agree to that. And that is why mirroring is so amazing. When you master the art of mirroring in a relationship, trust me, you are going to get rid of a man who is controlling. I've used mirroring a few times, and trust me, it always gets the job done. Of course, it does. Learn to master the art of mirroring. Learn how to mirror a man. Of course, learn it because it's going to save you from a lot of heartbreak, pain, disappointment, relationship crisis. Mirroring is going to save you from all that. And so that is the end of my video, ladies, and I hope you learned something helpful, educating and inspiring from this video. Please subscribe to my channel, like this video, drop your comments under the comment section, and share this video to those you feel that needs it the more. See you all on my next video, and you all know that Ziggle love and get you all 247. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.